Did Tom Brady make the right decision?
Joe, everyone listening, why did Tom Brady go to Tampa? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Is it because of the Patriots' lack of weapons? Yes. Is it because the Patriots are not paying him the money that he wanted to be paid? Yes, slightly. Is it to have fun? I'm sure it is. Is it to retire in the sunshine? I'm sure it's a part of that too. Is it because Tom Brady, TB, is extremely marketable in Tampa Bay? TB. Yes, this probably all has something to do with it. Regardless, if you look at New England or look at anywhere else he could have possibly went, none of these things have changed, especially in New England. So I think Tom Brady did make the right move. The Patriots clearly still have no weapons. They're relying on Cam Newton to open up the ground game and fuel the entire offense single-handedly. Tom wasn't going to be able to do something like that at this point in his career. He wasn't getting his 25 million a year in New England. They're paying Super Cam the absolute bare minimum, and I'm pretty sure that's what they planned on paying a quarterback after Tom Brady left, especially because they didn't really pay Tom Brady while he was there any kind of max contract deals. Now, while the Patriots are more exciting with Cam Newton, and you could say, wow, look, if they had Tom Brady, maybe they're Super Bowl contenders still. But it would have been business as usual if Tommy Boy was still there. They would have still been the same boring offense. They still would have struggled when they got to the playoffs, just like they did last year with Tom Brady. And Tampa Bay is going to make him even more and more millions of dollars every year that he's able to market that name. Brady is where he wants to be. Brady's where he should be. Brady has made the right decisions for himself and his family. It's time for him to put himself over the organization of the Patriots for the first time in his life. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. You made a good point for him going to Tampa Bay, right? Okay, I think he made the wrong move. I can tell you right now. In New England, he was comfortable. He was loved by everybody. They didn't want him to leave. They weren't like kicking him out. There wasn't like most players were like, get him out of here. He's done. They wanted to keep him. He wasn't forced out to leave. He left on his own. And you know what? He's still loved, and he's still a legend in New England. But this tarnishes it a little bit. It tarnishes the Brady name in New England just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Just like when Brett Favre left and he left the Green Bay, everyone knew it was time, but nobody wanted to see him leave. Nobody ever wanted to see him leave. Even if Brady does go and win in Tampa Bay, people are going to wonder what he could have done and what he still had left in New England. For some reason, changing teams is always held against great players. It's always held against them. It happens more and more often, that players switch teams. But for some reason, people always wonder why they couldn't finish it in their with that one team. Why they had to switch teams. Why they can't finish your career in one place. Also, what did Brady have to prove? What else does he have to prove? You know what I mean? What does he have to prove? He's 43 years old. He has 6 Super Bowl rings, and I understand the love of the game. But at some point, you just need to walk away. Going to Tampa just hurts his legacy in New England and probably everywhere else because he gained a lot more haters in there. The only thing that would have gained him more haters if he would have had a big press conference that said, "I'm taking my talents to South Beach," right? That would have been the only thing that would have hurt him even more than what he did.
Are you saying that he made the wrong move because he should have just retired?
Have you seen him play? Have you seen him play this year?
I've seen him play.
There's a couple times where you're looking at him and you're like, does he still have it? And I think in New England, they worked around him because New England's offense compared to Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay is working now. They're changing the offense and they're working with them. But in New England, he had they knew what his skill set was. They knew he was already diminishing just a little bit. So they threw those little screen passes. That's why they have James White. That's why they have Burkhead up there, because they know he's going to have to throw these short little 5-yard passes, and that's what Julian Edelman was good for. And now you go to Tampa Bay, and people are wondering, why isn't he finding Mike Evans deep? Why isn't he, yeah, he has some injuries there. But if you look at their offense, they're fixing it around him now. They're not throwing it deep like they used to because Tom Brady, he might have it mentally, but physically, he's going away.
I mean, he's an old man. He's an old man, man. He's playing into his grandpa years here at this point. I mean, some people are grandfathers at the age of 45, 50. So, I mean, I will say that he has declined a little bit. When you watch him play, you can see he has less arm strength. You're seeing a lot of hitch routes and out routes getting undercut by cornerbacks. I am a former cornerback. I played pro ball overseas. I played corner. And the reason that's happening is because he doesn't have as much zip on the ball. So I do agree with you that he is diminishing a little bit. I think Tampa Bay just needs to tweak their game plan and not expect Brady to come out and be, 25, 30-year-old Tom Brady. They should expect 43-year-old Tom Brady change the offense a bit, run the ball a little more, give them some more screen plays, and the defense is going to come up when they just do a couple weeks of this, and then he can start slinging over their heads because he can still get it downfield. I'm a Chargers fan. I saw him do it.
And that, like you brought up the defense. The Tampa Bay defense is pretty good. They're a pretty good defense. So if you run the ball a little bit less and, you don't score every time, you're not going to do it every time. Okay, you didn't make a good drive this time. That defense is good enough to get you out as long as you don't make the mistake. But when you're throwing the pick sixes because you're trying to force it, you're going to hurt yourself. And in that Charger game earlier this year, we saw it. Like a lot of people were excited. Oh, Tom Brady threw 5 touchdowns. But why did he have to throw 5 touchdowns? Because he put his team in the hole. He put his team in the hole in the first half, and he had to dig himself out. Luckily, he was good enough to do it. But how many times can a 43-year-old be able to pull himself out of a hole?
Yeah, they definitely got some kinks to work out. But hey, you saw what happened when LeBron went to Los Angeles, right? I know it's a different sport, but LeBron went to Los Angeles, and the team couldn't get it going with him. He got hurt. In most seasons, LeBron would play through, a strained groin. It sidelined him for 30 games. That would never happen if he was playing in Cleveland or in Miami. So, they kind of just gave up on the season, right? Tom Brady and the Buccaneers don't need to just give up on the season. They can still get a wild card this year, maybe pull that division out, but they really got to look into the future. They got to set something right now in the game plan to where they're thinking, okay, we are running this handoff. We're running this screen to set other plays up so it's easier on Brady. Brady does not have to make miracle plays. I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with you. I feel like he made the right decision. So agree, disagree.
Yeah, we'll go back and forth. But either way, we agreed that he diminished a little bit. So maybe it was just wrong on Tampa Bay to bring him in.
Maybe. That's true. That's a good call, actually. That's a good call. What up, Friday Night War Army? Did you enjoy the show? I'm glad to hear that. Before you do anything else, stop and take a second to hit the subscribe button below. So that way you're notified every week when we put out our newest and latest episode. If you're wondering how to vote, super simple. Just drop a comment on this video, put round 1, 2, and 3, and put the name of the person who won that round. You can vote for myself at Mike on the mic, or you can just say Mike. Or you can vote for my opponent, Joe Morley. Or you can just put Joe. But don't vote for him. He clearly lost this battle. It's obviously that I'm going to win every single week. If you want more content from us, we produce content all day, every day on our Instagram pages. Head over to our network page and check out at The Ryan Show Sports. Links to so many different sports podcasts, so many different great creators, and to the network itself that we work with. Also, if you want to see our personal podcast, head over to at Mike on the Mic Pod, or head over to at Joe Morley Sports on Instagram, and there will be links to everything that we do across the board. Let us know in the comments who won the first ever Friday Night War.